You're all I want. Back in the day, complications never wore my patience. I was always ready to play. Why face the day in the sunshine in LA? We hit the beach and rode the waves. I lost my balance, I was faded. I was trapped and wrapped up in a scene that was never really me. Plastic lives and starry eyes, and all the freaks were left outside. So I'd look in and wonder why. Where was mine? I couldn't find it. But you're all I've got. You're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like a struggle to catch up. And I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. Time to walk away, trade my sunshine in for rain. Same old ways in a different place, but something's changing. I wanted answers and direction. What I got was second guessing, hesitation, no sensation, just more questions. Nothing to blame for being stuck inside this frame of mind. If I can find my way, who I am, what I want, where I'm going, where I was, it's not up to you. I wish there was something you could do, but you're not me, so you can be my answers, because you're all I've got. And you're all I want. Some days it just feels like this will never be enough. Most days it just feels like I struggle to catch up. But I won't mind the day I find what a peace of mind you are. 'Cause life is a wonderful mess. You're all I've got. You're all I want. You're all I've got. You're all I want. complications always get me into these situations again, because I might be tempted. Always get me into these situations again, because I might be tempted. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with everything. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with everything but me. Do you need anything like I need you? It's over. Do you need anything like I need you? Red, red, who's your lover now? Red, red, who's it all about? Psychosis friend down and begin again. His eyes are broken in, and I don't feel the same. Red, who's your lover now? Red, red, who's it all about? Me, I grew. Think you threw your pains away. I do. I think you threw your pains away. I do. I think you threw your pains away. I do. I think you threw your pains away. Yeah, yeah, perfection. Pay attention. You never will. I will overanalyze and fall victim. But when I'm lowest, time to get to know myself. I'm still tangled, I'm not worried, 'cause I am caught up in this perfection. Pay attention, yeah, you never will. 'Cause you depend, so you always will. If you arrest yourself again, I'll help you clean up the mess. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. I wonder if you ever did, yeah. I wonder if you ever did like I did. Just wanna be free, yeah. Free, yeah. Free, yeah.
Yeah! Yo! What's up? Were you wondering where I was? Yo! Yo! Ho! Ho! Dude, we've been having like really intense family discussions all day, boss. That's what we've been doing. Like really uncomfortable discussions. You can't hear me? That's, no, that's gotta be you. I'm not muted. I can see that I'm fucking not muted. So, if I'm muted, that's you. Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna ban the muted person because they're fucking, like, they're just being a weirdo. Should I ban the muted person? Are they fucking around? You were playing? Alright. I don't like that playing. I was about to fucking ban your ass. Let's go. I know the music is playing. Yo, hold on. Wait one second.
Nothing is what I think. I'm a
Yeah. Ooh, oh. Yo, stop stupidity. Let's go. Thank you. Goodbye then, if you dare. I'm afraid to let them. Nothing is what I say. Dude, let's go. Stop stupidity. Thank you, boys. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Yeah. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Nothing is what I think. I will drown in pink. Nothing is what I say. I feel far away. Yo. Nothing is what I think. Nothing is what I think. So, I will. Somebody asked if I'm okay. And not really. You know what I'm saying? It's like, not really. I mean, I am, but I'm also not. Okay? And so it's like, I mean, obviously, much like all of you, I feel like I am under a tremendous amount of stress just in the country. You know what I'm saying? Just like this icky, every day there's like some kind of gnarly corruption and feelings of hopelessness and feelings of like overwhelm. You know what I'm saying? Like I have that, like everybody does. I think we're all collectively experiencing that, right? And, you know, so we're all collectively, I feel like, experiencing that. Now on top of that, we're having growing pains here in my household. And it's like complicated, you know, because Bryce moved to New York, okay? And yet he hasn't found a job yet. And he went with like a nest egg. And I've been like helping him quite a bit. But I'm not like super wealthy. Like helping him means I am living paycheck to paycheck as far as like the money I get from YouTube. And I'm like not in debt anymore. So I'm out of debt, but I'm like, I'm not getting ahead. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, which is all right. I'm lucky that I'm not drowning like a lot of people are in America. I am like, but it's like stressful, you know, because I'm also an empty nester. And so I'm adjusting to not having a kid in the house. And me and Jenny and Bryce, it was hard being a step family as it is, right? It was hard being a step family. And so like, even though he moved out, like the step family dynamics are still complicated, you know? So it's like, you know, it's fucking, it's hard. You know what I mean? It's hard. You're saying there's 1 million jobs in New York City. I mean, the job market is really hard right now. There's not really 1 million jobs anywhere, guys. You know what I'm saying? Right? He needs more of a career path. No, he's fucking 21. Nobody needs a career path at 21, but the job market is fucked. It is like, there's not like 1 million jobs. I mean, a lot of retail stores and shit shrunk and closed down during the pandemic. And then a lot of them have been strapped by the tariffs. And, you know, and so like the one industry, okay, that is really, you know, good is like the food service industry, but then you're competing without having experience, right? You know what I mean? Like if I move to New York because I have 15 years of service industry experience, I, in all likelihood, could probably get a service industry job fairly quick. But I mean, he moved there at 20, where like he only had one job on his resume, and that was Burger King for like a year. Right? So he's not moving there with like a ton of experience and you know what I'm saying? As opposed to somebody that's, the people that are in New York and have been there for years, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. It's hard. But I think though, dude, let's go. Dude, thank you. Dude, Elf says, if the Cubbies win this year, I'm going to have a heart attack. So, Elf, if the Cubs win, are you going to go to the World Series? And Lynn says, saying, good night, punks. Loving the blow up so far. Let's go. Dude, yeah, I'm sorry it took me forever to get on, dude. That was like a 30-minute intro. Because Jenny and I were still talking about this. Because it's hard. It's hard because I need help being like the support network for like helping somebody launch. And that is like super complicated for, Jenny, because she is a step parent. And I think step parents are hard. Okay. It's like, it's hard being a step parent because you're asked to be a supporter and sometimes you kick in a lot financially, but you don't have that connection that the biological parents have. And so like, I don't know, it's just one of those things where the step family was complicated when we all lived together. And now that we're living on two different coasts, like the step family is still complicated here, even though he doesn't live here. And I'm trying to sort that out. And I'm feeling like if I want to maybe run for office or if I want to affect the world politically on a large scale, I feel like some of that starts with figuring out the politics of my own family unit. And so a lot of that shit has been weighing heavy on me, but it's hard to have those conversations because I think when we have those conversations, it's very easy for Jenny to feel like I'm saying like she's not doing good enough. And I'm not always a great communicator around this shit. So it's just like, yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated, guys. Dude, FDT dance, let's go. There you go, Peter. So that's the day I've been having. The military is another option. No, he's not going in the military. It's called being human. It is called being a human. Yeah, dude, nerdy black woman. I know everything is scaled back. Like, dude, it's scaled back here. Like here, you go downtown in Portland and like 1/3 of the spaces downtown are just empty. Entire commercial buildings are like taking forever. Can I just tell you guys, the job that I used to work at, the Doug Fur, was supposed to open up in like 2023. Okay. It was supposed to open up in a new location in 2023. It is now 2026 and they literally just started the construction. It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's a business with a lot of money behind it. I will let him know about that, Steph. I will let him know about it. So yeah, I don't know, man. Right. And I'm sure everybody is going through some version of this. I mean, I hear people in here talk about how like they're on disability and their disability's getting cut or the work requirements have fucked up their money. You know what I'm saying? And like, I know the economy is like really, really struggling, like really fucking struggling. Like, everything's super expensive, and like, I don't know. I think a lot of fucking people in America right now are feeling trapped. And what I was talking about earlier, okay, dude, you rock, Tommy. So do all the fellow punks. Thank you, Jasons. Let's go. Appreciate you. And so what I was talking about, right? What I was talking about earlier is when I was playing Fortnite was on top of this, guys. While we are all struggling, while we are all wondering what's going on with the future and the chaos and Trump and all this shit, on top of that, you know what's happening? Every state is like gerrymandering the non-dominant party out of like having any say in the elections whatsoever, right? We're like gerrymandering all of the opposing parties. So all the blue states are making it so the red states have no representation, and all the red states are making it so no blue people have representation. And we're doing that while we are all struggling. So you have a bunch of people that are struggling, and now every state is oppressing like somebody in the state on top of it. And it's like, that seems like a very bad idea. You know what I mean? That seems like a powder keg kind of situation, you know? Dude, let's go. Let's be honest. Winning chicken dinner doesn't make you any better. Let's go, Elf. It does not. I don't know what winning chicken dinner is, but you know, thanks for helping Punk. Peter, he waits for that. Thank you, Linz. Dude, Patricia, thank you. So yeah. So today I was just feeling like I think I was feeling a strain. And then we had a long discussion, and I think after the discussion, Jenny is feeling a strain. And like, you know, like, yeah, I don't know. That's it. That's what it is. That's what it is. Like trying to like sort out my step family dynamics and trying to like be part of a support network so all of us can flourish, and not really sure how best to do it, you know? Your groceries this past week were almost double the price of your weekly groceries in 2024. That's crazy. Nerdy black woman, do you live in New York? Because like Bryce told me that he was like saying that living in New York, like meats and vegetables aren't so crazy, but all the other shit, like anything that is like processed or packaged, is like insanely expensive. You know? You know what I'm saying? Move him home again. Dude, I'm not moving anyone. He's an autonomous human, right? It's hard the last couple of weeks to not slip into a deep, numb depression. I get it, you know? And he's got a lease. So while he's got a lease, he's there. Right? Dude, I know. Well, and dude, the president doesn't give a shit about his finances. Can I just tell you though, guys? Like, look at this shit. Okay? So here's where we gotta start, guys. Okay? We're gonna start here. We're gonna start with this shit. Where is it? It was the Mike Johnson clip. Okay? Because this is crazy. All right, so dude, what the fuck are we doing? You ready? So look at this shit. So, two things. Nerdy black woman, are you still in New York? Utility bills are double? That's brutal. But so, all right, you ready? Look at this. We're going to look at two things. Number one, we're going to look at this. We're going to look at this fucking thing. Okay? You have, right, dude, Elfinator, let's go. I'm going to say this once and only once. The price of groceries are insane, and it's not my location. Yeah, no, you're not crazy. Dude, the price of groceries are insane. You're in Brooklyn? Oh, yeah, that's where Bryce is. He's in Crown Heights. And like, dude, the prices, I'm telling you right now, even in Portland, I went to the store like last week, and I was like, holy fucking shit. I had not been to the store in like a month, and it was insane, guys. Everything had gone up. Okay, everything had gone up like noticeably in 1 month. And because I hadn't been to the store in a month, it was like shocking how much it had gone up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was one of those things where I hadn't, you know, you go every week and maybe some things go up and some things go down. You don't notice it. But I had not grocery shopped in maybe 6 weeks. It had been a while. And I went to the store and it was like, wow, I was just hit like insane how like shit had gotten jacked up in 6 weeks time. Now, look at this right here. Okay. Look at this. It's Donald Trump discloses. Look at all his stock trades, guys. Look at the number of stock trades he had all of these years in January through October of 2025. There's like no stock trades. And then the minute he started this war, look at this stock trades. You know what I'm saying? Dude, look at this. Look at the stock trades, guys. Over 600, 500 transactions a week in the last couple of weeks, guys. Look at that shit. That is insane. That's the president of the United States. The president. Our president is tariffing and warring and moving money around in the government, and meanwhile he is stock trading as he's approving mergers and preventing mergers and unregulating AI, and they're giving out government contracts. And like, look at that shit. That is insane. Since January, it's unreal. It is like unprecedented. It is, you know what I'm saying? It is wild. Now, simultaneously to this, while Donald Trump is doing this, while our president is stock trading and looting and you know, seemingly making decisions that don't make sense to anyone, except if you saw all the trades he was making, maybe all of his decisions and weaving in the last 6 weeks, 2 months would make sense if we could see this, all the things they're approving. While that's happening, we have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who insider traded for years, and she just quit and went and bought a multi-million-dollar home in Costa Rica. And we have other people. It's not just right-wingers. Khanna is stock trading like a son of a bitch, dude. Khanna is like one of the most actives. Everybody knows about Nancy Pelosi. I mean, these people in Congress, even the people we like, are getting extraordinarily rich on insider information. And they're moving money around, and they're all cashing in with wildly efficient knowledge of knowing exactly what's moving and what's not. They know well in advance of what shit is about to happen. And now, you know, we've been seeing them buying land around data centers. Look at what Mike Johnson says, okay? Because they asked him about stock trading because people want to ban this practice of stock trading in Congress, which I think we should. You know what I'm saying? Dude, yeah, so Michael, fuck off, all right? Later, smell ya. Dude, I'm not a Khanna hater, but I'm not going to exempt him from being a stock trader, right? And if you're going to say that I'm APAC funded because I point out Khanna's stock trading, screw you. Get fucked on. Get out of my chat, right? You know what I'm saying? Get out of my chat. Oh, we're going to hold everybody to account, but not Khanna, right? No. They all get the same fucking microscope. Okay? Khanna, Nancy Pelosi, all of them. Okay? Like, they all get the same microscope. Khanna is not exempt from all of his insider trading just because he's doing good shit with the Epstein files and all the progressives love him. Like, fuck that shit. He should be under the same goddamn microscope. You know what I'm saying? If anything, if he's a progressive, he should be under a more intense microscope, because they're the ones who are saying, hey, we got to clean this shit up. You know, and that fucking pisses me off. That, like, even the people who are saying we got to clean up the government are looting the fucking government. Okay? Right? And Roe is a stand-up progressive. And that motherfucker is looting the stock market like every other Congress person. Okay? They're all, like, basically all doing it, man. You know, but all right, so watch what Mike Johnson says here. Okay? Because, guys, it's legal. Okay? It's legal what they're doing. And in fact, they're not even doing the trading themselves. I'm sure they have brokers that get fed the information, and the brokers are probably just serving all the congressional people. Okay? I'm sure they have brokerage houses that are just privy, everybody in the know, right? The brokers go out with the accountants and they talk about the policy the accountants heard about, right? It's like the congressman talks to his staff, and then they talk to their tax people, and then their tax people talk to the brokers, and then the brokers, you know what I mean? I mean, it's like they're all just in the know, all right? It's the same way that Silicon Valley, okay? Everyone in Silicon Valley is probably doing the same shit about stocks and about AI and all that, right? It's the scuttlebutt. And it's illegal to pass along that information, but I feel like, you know what I feel like they do, guys? What I feel like they do is I feel like they leave it, okay? They leave the information. You know what I'm saying? So what they'll do is they might tell a person in their staff a piece of information, and then the person in the staff will share that information with someone who shares it, because it's like high school there. Everybody talks, the rumors like go through the thing. So it's not like Khanna goes up to his stock trader and says, here's what's happening, guys. It's like the stock trader is in the know in Washington. And so everything that they're talking about that's going to pass or not pass, that everyone's talking about when they have cocktails, find its way to the stock traders that represent these congressional reps. And then they make all the perfect deals, right? So they're not illegally trading. They're not directly insider trading where he calls up and says, hey, broker, I've got some really pertinent information for you to trade. It's like, no, that broker is picking up all of the Washington scuttlebutt, and they know exactly who to talk to in order for that scuttlebutt to find its way to the right people, right? It is like, you know, it's like, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been in an industry or a community where they operate like that. Like acting was kind of like that, where you would hear the scuttlebutt about auditions and directors and shit was going on. And if you were in the right crowd, you just knew who was on and who was off and what was dangerous and what was not. And you got it through like second and third hand information, because the community had a finite number of like members that could flourish. And so they all share information to protect their interests, right? Elf says, I'm still questioning everything, and if the earth is flat, LOL. So I think what it is, guys, is I think that Washington is a network of congressmen and bankers and lobbyists and donors and press and corporate interests and right. And then it is the house cleaners and maids and fucking, you know, tennis pros and whatever, you know, like country club managers that service them. And then it is a group of people that are consistently sharing information that protects the 535 representatives and all of the agency heads and everyone that is a part of that insular community. That, like, the press protects the Congress, and the Congress protects the press, and you know, the lobbyists, et cetera, right? Dance party, yeah, no, I'll set it up. I think it's an organism in and of itself, guys. It is like a and you know what I'm saying? And shit's getting crazy though, guys. Okay? It is like a community that have all of the information to keep that community like on top and powerful, and they all sort of take care of their own. Okay? You know what I'm saying? They take care of their own where like, like Republicans will protect Democrats, not policy-wise, but they will protect them when they cover up their SA allegations or their whatever lawsuits that they're hiding in the NDAs because it's for the good of the whole. Dude, stop stupidity. Dude, I haven't screamed your name in a while here in chat. But yeah. And anyway, so let's look at this fucking quote right here. Because, they're asking Mike Johnson about, what about stock trading in Congress? And look at what Mike Johnson says. Dude, TaskRabbit, yes, Steph, got you. I will share that info, but look at what Mike Johnson says.
Well, look, the salary of Congress has been frozen since 2009. When you adjust for inflation, a member of Congress today is making 31% less than they made in that year. It goes down every year. And over time, if you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. I mean, it's just people just make a reasonable decision as a family on whether or not they can come and move to Washington, have a residence here, residence at home, and do all the things that are required. So the counter argument is, and I have some sympathy, look, at least let them like engage in some stock trading so that they can continue to take care of their family.
Dude, they make $184,000 a year, bro. And they work how many months? How many months do they work? Right? How many days? In Congress is in session 160 legislative days. Okay? Right? So they work 5 months. And they make $184,000 a year for 5 months. But did you see what he said, guys? Did you see the way he said, it's hard to find people who will make the sacrifice to come to Washington and like sacrifice people that are qualified, right? Look at what he says here.
If you stay on this trajectory, you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the extreme sacrifice to run for Congress. I mean,
you're going to have less qualified people who are willing to make the sacrifice to run for Congress. But like, guys, any one of us are qualified to work in Washington. He's making it seem like, there's only these rich people that are qualified that are making a huge sacrifice to go there and work for 5 months for $180,000. And it's really hard for them to take care of their families. Like, dude, you can rent an apartment in DC for like $3,000 a month. That means you could rent an apartment there for your 5 months that you're there, or Airbnb, and that's like $15,000. And they have a per diem for lodging and for meals while they're there. So they're making another, $5,000 just for lodging and shit like that. And so they have it so easy. He said, oh my God, Congress's pay, the $184,000 hasn't gone up since 2009. You know what else hasn't gone up in his home state? The $7.25 minimum wage, right? And this guy's like, ooh, boo-hoo. Like, yeah, we need to get these qualified. No, what he's essentially saying is wealthy, elite wealthy class, Harvard and Yale bootlickers won't run for Congress if they can't make millions out of the stock market. And so, like, maybe we should get all those wealthy bootlickers out of Congress because they all suck at their job, dude. They're terrible. They're terrible. Look at these guys. Look at the people standing behind them. They all look like assholes. Dude, all of these fucking people, dude, look like they couldn't fucking... They couldn't like AI their way out of a paper bag, dude. They all look like they should be fucking security guards at a fucking Piggly Wiggly. These fucking dumb looking motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Look at these guys. Look at this guy. Give me a fucking break. Or this chick, McLean, with her fucking skin, like her skull is trying to jump out of her face. And they're complaining, oh, we need to be able to make millions. Bro, I'm ready to wheel the French Revolution out, you know, and start like pulling the cord, boss. I'm serious. We're about to bring my favorite instrument of the French Revolution out and do some fucking work, boss. Who's with me? Dude, give me a couple wicker baskets, right? Let's go. Dude, 535 wicker baskets, please. Right? Maybe 534. We'll let AOC. Yeah? Oh, shit. Dude, isn't this crazy? Like, this is a wild fucking comment, okay? This is a wild comment, right? And then while he's saying that, he's saying this other shit too, dude.
The way I describe it in summary is that they're little mini Mamdanis popping up all around the country, okay? And they're openly avowed socialist Marxist ideology. This is something that we have never seen before in American history. The Tea Party reset in the Republican Party was about fiscal responsibility. This is about moving away from a constitutional republic to a communist utopian ideology. And that's a dangerous thing for the future of the country.
Dude, this fucking dick. Dude, he said the Tea Party was about fiscal responsibility? You mean the same Tea Party that's been partnered with Donald Trump to add like 10 trillion? They've put 1/3 of the federal national debt on with fucking Trump's reckless spending. Dude, I'm about to fiscal responsibility all over this guy's ass. Like, this guy doesn't realize that like one day everyone's going to be coming for them. Okay? The wealthy are going to fuck around until one day they fucking find out, right? And believe me, like, you're not going to be able to hide in your bunkers forever, okay? Dude, yeah, they know he is toxic. They know he is bankrupting. They know the tariffs are destroying our shit. They know that him cutting out the clean energy is destroying the country. And he's talking about communist utopia. Like, dude, what the fuck even is a communist utopia? Right? What is a communist utopia? There's no such thing, dude. This guy wouldn't know a communist society if it came up and bit him on his 2-inch dink, bro. You know?
We have is the insurgent left, the far left, has all the energy and excitement and the money in the Democratic Party. This is not our father's Democratic Party anymore. They're going far, far left, and no one's there to stop it. And that's a dangerous thing.
Dude, yo, Mikey. Oh, the insurgent, huh? The insurgent left. Is that what people who want your state to pay $10 an hour? Is that what you call them, insurgents? Because you have people living in your state and minimum wage is $7.25, you feckless piece of shit, and you don't have a bank account, but you got $187,000 a year just running through what? You're going to the check cashing place with that? Like, what the fuck are you doing, boss? Dude, you better build a sturdy bunker, because I'm telling you, bro, you are poking the bear. All right, fuck you, bye-bye. It's not exactly a happy call. Dude, the calls are just rage. Dude, the miniature Mamdani? Give me a break, dude. Right? Yeah. Bro. Mamdani, he did balance the New York City budget. But guys, everybody, like the right wing won't give him credit for it. And I'll tell you why. Because he got some money from the state. Okay, so the right wing is already framing Mamdani's balanced budget as illegitimate because he got money from the state. But what they're not taking into account is that all of their states get money from the federal government. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are very few states that are giving more to the government than they're taking. And New York is one of them. California is another one. But all of the red states are taking more, right? And it's weird, though, because they don't mind taking money, okay? They don't mind, fucking taking money, but they won't anytime anybody else takes money, right? And yeah, no, I know it's a cop-out, bruv. I absolutely know it's a cop-out. Like, New York should be getting money from the state. New York is literally the only reason that state has money. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. Dude, if you take New York City out of New York, that whole state goes broke in like 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So the fact that New York is getting a little money from the state, like, give me a break, dude. Without New York City, there is no budget in New York State. They have nothing, bro. They are beggars. They would literally be selling their ass on Atlantic City, at Atlantic City on the boardwalk. They would. New York would have to sell their ass on the boardwalk and to have money. Okay? New York City funds that entire fucking state. Like up, down, left, right, top, bottom, in, out. The whole thing, dude. The whole thing. And yes, I think what Bruv said, I think what's important is not that he got the money, but here's what's important, guys, is he went in there and everybody said, oh, he's going to piss everybody off. No one's going to work with Mamdani. Mamdani's going to be unreasonable. Mamdani's not going to be able to get along with anybody. Mamdani's going to be some authoritarian socialist jerk. And no, what has Mamdani done? He has gone in and made coalitions with Kathy Hochul, and she got on board with the child care. She's given supportive money to the state. She's backed him while he does other shit. He's gotten on board with Hakeem Jeffries. He's tight with AOC. He met with even what he was working on recently, guys, with the budget. He had the woman, the Speaker of the Assembly, who sort of considers him an enemy. She's involved, okay? Like, what's her name, dude? City Council Speaker, the City Council Speaker, Julie Menon, okay? So, right? Julie Menon is like Mamdani. She's his challenger of like, I'm here to make sure you don't make the city too like outrageous, right? She's the Speaker of the City Council, okay? And she is like, like been one of his biggest critics of Mamdani's policies. And look at this. You ready? Look at this. Look at that right there. Okay? When he's talking about the fucking budget problem, look at who he's presenting this with.
New York City faces a budget crisis of a historic magnitude. We inherited a deficit larger than any since the Great Recession. Years of mismanagement and chronic underbudgeting, alongside a structural imbalance between what New York City sends to the state and what we receive in return, have taken a toll. We cannot close this deficit with savings.
But look at who he's there with. He's not there alone. He's not like, I am Mamdani, I am the king of New York, I am the dictator. He is like, no, even though she's a critic of mine, even though that she is like worried about what I'm going to do, I am partnering with the Speaker of the City Council. And it's a we. The city is not just Mayor Mamdani. Like the other people that are involved in this that are big and powerful, he knows that like he needs everybody. You know what I'm saying? He needs everybody. I thought this was amazing. I'm going to get the donos in a sec.
Savings alone. We need new revenue, and we need a structural reset in our relationship with the state. I'm glad to partner with Speaker Menon as we call upon Albany and deliver a balanced budget. Together, we are extending the executive budget deadline from this coming Friday until May 12th because a crisis of this scale cannot be solved without state action. New York City is doing our part. We are committed to governing with the fiscal responsibility this moment demands. Speaker Menon and I have already identified meaningful savings, and we will continue that work carefully, deliberately, and without cutting the services that New Yorkers rely on. But we cannot do it alone. That is why we are standing together this morning to underscore what is at stake and to call on Albany to deliver additional revenue.
But see, that's what I'm talking about. Like he got his critic as a partner to go to the state. So it wasn't just Mamdani. You know, I mean, guys, I'm telling you, this is amazing. Okay? This is fucking amazing. All right? And now the thing is she's not a Republican. Okay? Julie Menon is a Democrat, but she is very much a centrist. And she is very much a centrist Manhattan Democrat. And you know, she's not a socialist, but he's like partnering with the centrists, like, because he realizes that there are centrists out there. It's like a coalition. Okay. He's not trying to like replace everybody in New York government with a bunch of far left socialists and fucking, right? He wants the city to be successful. He wants them all to, like, you know, help ease some of the problems. And so that, I think, is really, you know, that is I don't know. I really respect it. You know what I'm saying? I really respect it. You know, fucking A, man. You want to like liberals, but they never do shit for you. I think they do more for you than you give them credit for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, all of those, you know, whether they were answers or not, all of those civil rights fucking advances and gay marriage and all of that was brought to you by liberals. You know what I'm saying? Even as imperfect as it was, Obamacare that like finally made it so insurance companies couldn't refuse you for pre-existing conditions. That there were liberals that did that. I mean, have they been perfect? No. Have they like failed on a lot? Absolutely. But they have also done a lot of great things. Everything good that has been done up to this point has mostly been done by liberals. You know, and so, you know, I somebody said earlier, centrists have no backbone. And like, I don't think that centrists are all about having no backbone. I think that there are people that just are scared of radical change. And you know what I'm saying? There are a lot of people in the left wing on the left side of the map, right? I think that the system works pretty good for them. And so they're worried if you upset the system too much, they're going to lose everything. Okay. And that's not just the government officials. I think a lot of people are afraid of radical change, just in general. YouTube hates your comments tonight. I'm sorry, Dio. I think a lot of people, that's why a lot of people don't go to intensive therapy. Stop stupidity. Let's go. Dude, let's dance. Pine Box Petrazi. Why go vegan when you can eat a billionaire? Megatron, let's go. Dude, we got Ella. Let's go. Dude, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and I'm not even talking about just politically, guys. Dude, Banff dance. Let's go, Elf. For me, it's not even just the political. I think just in general, you know, like even, you ready for this? You ready? Forget about political party for a second. People will get a job that they don't love, but they don't hate, but it's making ends meet. And maybe there's even a bunch of shit they don't like about it, but it becomes comfortable and it becomes familiar And so they cling to it and they don't want to let it go because they're afraid of radical change. Even if the familiar is not great, they can navigate it because they know it. They know the ins and outs of it. They know how to survive it. And so they choose a familiar, less than perfect out of fear of change. Okay. And most people are like that. Okay. And they do it in relationships too. They get in a relationship. They don't really love it. It's not really inspiring, but it's comfortable. It's not too bad. And they can navigate it. And I'm just not even talking about the MAGA brain. I'm talking about like all of us do that. And it's especially hard for white people in America. Not hard like, ooh, I feel bad for white people. But our system in America makes it so if the system is undisturbed, most white people are like comfortable. Okay. You know? And so they don't want to disrupt that, right? And believe me, it is the white people, especially my generation of white people, that make the worst voting decisions out there because they vote for making sure you don't upset the system because like my property values are humming, they're like their stock profile is humming, and they're just like, you know, don't upset anything. I don't want to like lose the farm. I understand that socialized medicine and all that is really what we need, but I'm afraid it's going to fuck up my fucking investments and change the value of my shit. And I'm about to, right? That is like, it's not that they don't want the change. They're just scared of it. They're scared that it's going to create hardship. Now, when you get into the MAGA brain, it is very different because the MAGA brain is more like, I hate my existence. My town sucks. The jobs are gone. The economy sucks. The farm's drying up. All my bills are going up and I have no future. And so I'm going to hate everybody because I have no future. That's different. I'm just talking about like the regular independent people who are not like MAGA extremists, who are just, they're white and the system doesn't oppress them. And so they're comfortable. And you know, you're so right about Dems and civil rights and fear of radical change, but change is coming. Yeah. I mean, dude, some shit is coming, boss. Hey, Tommy, I was in the Village, insane, LFG, let's go. You mean New York City Village, Felicia? Much love, man. Hope you're having a great night. Mama Growl, I'm having a pretty good night. I'm navigating some very heavy subjects, right? And dude, you ready? We need 18 and 7, guys. It's time to grind it up and get this dance party. But yeah, so I think because you know what I was discussing today, guys? Here's what I've been discussing. Is think about this, because this is the American conundrum. If you were to poll America, if you were to poll the wealthy, the poor, the black, the white, the Muslim, the Christian, the Jewish, the Hispanic, the Asian, rich or poor, male or female, trans or cisgendered, if you were to poll all of America and ask them the question, do you like your health insurance? Every single person would be like, health insurance sucks. My insurance sucks ass. I hate fucking health insurance. I hate our health insurance system. And if you were to ask those same people, well, will you support Medicare for all? Like 70% of the people would be like, no, that seems like too radical. And that's what I'm talking about, guys, is we have a situation where the whole country hates the health insurance and the health insurance industry, and they know it's broken, but they don't know what Medicare for all would look like or how we would get there, and they're afraid of it, even though it would be better, right? Isn't that crazy? That, to me, is like what we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it is like so nuts, dude. It is so nuts, dude. Ella, like we can know we need something better. Paulina, prayers, let's go. We can know we need something better and we're still too afraid to do it. Right? You know, isn't that crazy? Like, to me, that is baffling, right? Yes, Congress has a terrible approval. They have a terrible approval rating, guys. Nobody likes Congress, and yet the incumbent almost always wins. Like, go figure, right? The incumbent will have a 15% approval rating, and everybody will still vote for him because it's familiar, because we don't know what the new guy's going to do, and we hate this guy, but we know what we're going to get with this guy, so we're going to vote for the guy we hate anyway. Dude, what the fuck? Welcome to the American human psyche. This is why we're fucked. It's not even about the political parties. I mean, the political parties are their own issue. Believe me, the political parties have their own issues. Both parties have huge, massive deficiencies. But I'm saying, separate from the parties, we ourselves, as voters and constituents of America, make terrible fucking choices because we just don't want to ruffle the feathers of the fucking chicken, dude. We're afraid if we ruffle the feathers, we're going to lose our little slice of the pie. So all we do is we each create an existence we can navigate in whatever level of misery. And then we tap out with fucking Fortnite and TikTok and Netflix and alcohol and shopping and fucking prescription drugs or yoga or the gym or whatever we get addicted to, right? We just fucking like tighten the fucking thing, inject that shit into our veins, the Bible, right? The fucking Jesus, right? And you know, and then we die. And the whole time, some of us are just praying for an asteroid. Like, yo, God, are you listening? You got one more asteroid in you there, buddy? Or buddy, Mrs. God? Can you find an asteroid or like a molten comet or something? I don't know, some ginormous piece of space debris that you can just slam into the planet at like supersonic speeds. And maybe if you're really feeling funky, you could aim for Palm Beach, Florida. That could be like the epicenter. All right. Well, get back to me. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. All right, we're going to see, dude. Dude, a giant piece of space debris. Oh, shit. All right. So anyway, guys, we got 2 minutes. We need 16 in 2 minutes. Let's secure the dance party. Let's go. Time to secure the dance party. Time to take this dance party serious. This is like the last dance party on earth that we're fighting for right here. Let's go, dude. 15 away. Let's go, Ella. All right, a minute and a half. Dude, we're probably going to have to go into overtime. All right, actually, in fact, we're 15 shy. I'm just going to pull the plug on that, and I'm going to start a new goal with 15 in 15 minutes so we can just bang it out. Hold on here. This will be the easy way to do it. All right, there we go. Let me get this set up. That way because I fucked it up. I always fuck it up. All right, now we got the goal. 15, light blue, 15. Let's go. There we go. All right. Let's go. Yeah, man. Dude, it's crazy. Shit is crazy, dude. So, yeah, somebody mentioned the primary in Louisiana. And I think this is worth looking at, guys. Okay, because this is Bill Cassidy. Okay, so there was that primary in Louisiana that happened where they halted their election and they started over with a new map because the Supreme Court gutted the Voting Rights Act. And so there was a primary today in Louisiana. And in particular, let's look at the Louisiana results. Okay? So Bill Cassidy was a senator who voted to impeach Trump. Okay? This is really important here. Okay? He voted after Trump did the insurrection. Bill Cassidy voted to impeach Trump. And so he actually did the right thing and he stood up against Trump, right? And look at what happened. Dude, they primaried him and he lost. And now Julia Letlow, a fucking Trump acolyte, went in there. So a senator stood up to Donald Trump and they ousted him from the Senate. Isn't that crazy? That is wild. He stood up to Trump. He did what's right and he got fucking ousted, right? And so when you see why these senators, why they stick their head in the sand and are like, oh, I didn't see it, I didn't hear it, and they just ignore it, is like because they have enough money and they have enough brutality to go in and do this shit. And essentially what ended up happening is they split the vote, okay? I'm pretty sure they split the vote. And they ran multiple candidates that were all attacking Bill Cassidy, right? I mean, they have a lot of techniques. They spent millions, but they have like gazillions of dollars. Dude, Lynn's video's still here for the non-Elonian knockout. Come on, let's go. Thank you, Lynn's. Nerdy Black Woman says, can we talk about Louisiana primary and what the actual fuck? Talk about making terrible choices? Yes. We're talking about that right now. Let's go. 𝗙𝗢𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 says, I'm worried for our country, but I will fight. Let's go. Put it on live chat. Dude, like, why is there a counter behind, dude? What the fuck, bro? Dude, this fucking YouTube shit is killing me, boss. All right. Chill on. I'm gonna fucking refresh and go to live chat and that should update. Like, dude, there's like 3. But yeah, so this is crazy. Right? You know what I'm saying? No, she's not the lady who Letlow, you're saying Letlow? There's Julia Letlow. And she went to a Christian high school, okay? Right? Her father's an investment advisor. So she is definitely a wealthy fucking kid, right? But no more Elon, please. Unelected. Yes. No, I agree. I'd love to get rid of Elon. But she hated the Biden administration, right? Authored a Parents' Bill of Rights that would give, look at this shit, what she did. Look at this shit, guys. In 2023, she authored a Parents' Bill of Rights that would give parents more oversight what is taught in public schools. Okay? And right, you know what I'm saying? Dude, so she's one of those Christian parents' rights advocates. And her husband died from COVID, right? Jesus, she's married to a lobbyist. Stop stupidity. Let's go. Let's see what she says about Trump. And she's a key Donald Trump ally. She got his endorsement. He backed her to unseat fucking Bill Cassidy because he was disloyal. Right? And he recruited her to purge the Republican Party of disloyal lawmakers. Right? So that's crazy. They actually picked her. Okay? I guess they picked her. Fucking A, dude. Isn't that crazy? Dude, stop stupidity. Let's go. They actually picked her specifically to challenge Bill Cassidy. Stop stupidity. Let's go. Dude, let's look at her here.
It is. Well, it is such an honor, let me say, to run for the United States Senate. I never in a million years thought I would be here running for the Senate 6 years ago. I was an educator. I was a teacher at heart. Thought that's what the Lord had for my life.
The Lord.
The plan for my life. And as often happens, we're just walking along, and then the Lord has other plans for us.
The Lord. The Lord. The Lord. You know what the Lord had for her, guys? The Lord had an adulterous, rapist, criminal, felon, insurrectionist piece of shit who cheated on every wife and talked about grabbing the pussy and calls women bitches and shit on camera and piggy. The Lord decided to partner her up with that guy, that skeezy, insider trading, oil futures looting, mean, nasty, adulterous, fucking degenerate Epstein best friend motherfucker. The Lord partnered with her to get her to run for Senate, to win a Senate seat. Dude, how fucked up are these people, right? She thinks that's the Lord's work, putting her together with Donald Trump. He is so terrible. Look at her. She's dressed like a fucking Mennonite, bro. You know what I'm saying? She is like a handmaiden that was chosen by the Antichrist to elevate to a high position in exchange for him, allowing them to impose the Lord's desires on mass amounts of American people. It's fucking disgusting, bro. It's like, yo, I hate to break it to you, Julia Letlow, but if there is a God, he is throwing you in the pit of fire. You are going to be one of the first people thrown in the lake of fire. If there is you better hope there's not a God. If there is, you're burning. You know what I'm saying? Give me a break.
And I tragically lost my husband, Luke, 5 days before he was set to be sworn in for the seat that I currently hold. And so I had to make one of the most difficult decisions in my life. But, I had to provide for my 2 kiddos. And it's been the honor of my lifetime to pick up the torch and carry that forward and represent the people of Louisiana in the House of Representatives. And now to take another leap of faith with President Trump's encouragement and endorsement to run for the United States Senate has been an incredible blessing as well. But again, I would say what makes me different is I'm not a career politician. I never saw this coming. But I think with my background in education, I am so willing to learn and listen.
Yeah, you know what she's willing to do, guys? She's willing to do what she's told. And what does she get? She gets money. She gets fame. She gets power. She gets the backing of Trump and his mafia behind her. So her kids get private schools and good universities. And she's going to get a huge stock portfolio and whatever she wants to do biblically to spread the Lord. She's going to get money and power to force that shit wherever she wants. So she gets to be like an angel, representative of her God, with all this power and money, and all she has to do is what she's told. They will tell her how to vote. She had a husband, Sherry. Her husband died of COVID. Okay? Her husband died of the disease that her party insists was fake. Her husband died of fucking COVID, right? You know what I'm saying? Her husband died of fucking COVID.
And hear from the Louisiana people who want change for this state and what their dreams are and hopes and visions are for their families. You know, I have 2 young kiddos at home, so I'm fully invested in making sure Louisiana is a place where they can not only choose to live, but thrive here. And that's really where my heart is in this race.
I want to talk about carbon capture and sequestration projects along with data centers. Huge right now, a huge topic for our state. Where do you stand with those projects, and how do you balance economic growth while also addressing concerns of the community?
Sure. So carbon capture is not a federal issue. It's now in the hands of the state in Louisiana. I fully support the governor's moratorium on these projects until they can be fully researched and vetted. My position on carbon capture is simple. If a project is not safe, if it's not transparent, and if it does not have community buy-in, then it should not move forward. And so I stand by that. I stand with my communities as they navigate this. And then
dude, I fucking hate her voice, bro. Dude, are you getting that too? Like her voice, she has like a fundy Bible voice that is like, that just fucking grates on me. It just grates on me.
As far as the data center goes, data centers in general, we recently had the Meta data center announcement up in Northeast Louisiana, where I'm originally from. My goodness, what a shot in the arm that has been for Richland Parish. And I really believe that Meta has done a great job of truly partnering with the community.
Dude, the Meta data center. Dude, she is pro the Meta data center, bro. Wow, it's been a shot in the arm for that Richland community. Yeah, it's gonna be a shot in the arm, all right. It's gonna be like a shingles vaccine times 100, bro.
And what that means is getting that community buy-in, saying we're going to partner with you. We're going to make sure you have the infrastructure in place. We're going to make sure your electric rates don't increase. We're going to work with you on education initiatives, building better schools, healthcare for the
healthcare. Hold on, what she said? Richland, Louisiana, Richland Parish, and it's a rural parish in North Louisiana, Delta County. Let me see where it is. There it is. Where is it? It is. So, oh, it's up by Monroe. All right, dude, I used to play in Monroe, like cool shows. I had some great shows in Monroe. I'll be honest, Monroe, Louisiana. I mean, it is a paper mill there. Okay, Monroe was like super stinky. Okay, dude, Queen Bitches of the Universe sends molten asteroid. Let's go, cats. Right? So, oh shit, we got a minute and a half, guys. Fuck, bro. Dude, I didn't realize the timer. Hold on, a minute and a half. We need 7 more. Let's go. Dude, oh shit, 1 minute. All right, we got to roll. All we need is 7. We got this. Let's get this fucking dance party, boss. I'm fully invested. Here we go. Dude, I didn't even see the timer, bro. I need there needs to be an audio notification. All right, 50 seconds. But, dude, we're going to look at fucking Richland Parish in a minute. All right? So we're 7 away. 6 away. Let's go, Steph. 5 away. All right, guys, we got this, dude. This better count. Yes, no, they both counted. We're 5 away, dude. Steph and DL, 5 away. 5 away, we got this. 30 seconds. Here we go. Down to the wire. Oh, shit. 5 away. We got this. 25. 4 away. Let's go, Shelly. Thank you for the entertainment and insight. You're welcome. 3 away, MJ. Let's go. The final 20 seconds. We are 3 away from the dance party. We're going to secure this motherfucker. 3 away. 14 seconds. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. We got this. Here it goes. 2 away, Pine Box Deposit. Thank you, cats. Let's go. At the wire, 1 away. No more MAGA handmaids. Oh, we 1 more and we got it. Let's go. There it is, nerdy black woman. These people are exhausting. They are. FTT dance. Let's go. There it is, Peter. All right, we did it. So now, guys, okay, you ready? No, we got it, guys. We got it. We got it. I know it says 14 to 15, but we definitely fucking made it. Let's go. Dude, let's go. Let's go. Dude, now they're all coming in. Holy shit, bro. Dude, Eli, thank you. Dude, Jelia, let's go. All right, let's go. So, let's go to Richland Parish here for a minute. Because she said it's been a shot in the arm of Richland Parish, okay? And so... let's see if electricity has gone up. It says, so statewide, customers have seen base rates increase across the state, and the region is bracing for further increases tied to massive industrial projects. Dude, cats, comrades, let's go. Thank you, boss. So it says between 2019 and 2024, there was a 30% statewide rate hike in Louisiana and continued spikes from 24 to 25. Okay, let's see the Meta. Oh shit, dude, I just typed Meta and that came up. So they're constructing it. Okay, it's not been built yet. Oh, so this is why. Dude, so nothing has happened because it's not even built. All right, it's being built right now. And look at this, though, guys. You ready? So look at this. This is what I am talking about, okay? Right here, because look at this, okay? It's a massive $10 to $27 billion AI data center, all right? But you ready? Look at this. 4 million square feet, 2,250 acres. So during the peak construction, there's going to be 5,000 workers just at the peak of building it. Now, again, many of those workers are going to come from out of state because they're going to be the workers that are building Meta's data centers. But look at this. When this $27 billion thing is done, 500 operational jobs. 500 jobs. That's it, guys. 500. That's like 10, I don't know. That's like 10 Taco Bells. That's it. Okay? They're probably getting billions in tax breaks. Billions. And they're going to get electricity breaks. They're going to get water breaks. And it's creating 500 operational jobs. And we don't even know if those people will be hired locally, right? Because what Bruv Party said is very likely it's entirely possible that those 500 operational jobs will be like programmers or computer nerds that they're importing from other countries. Absolutely. They'll probably be H-1B tech people from out of the country. I wouldn't be surprised if the tech people. Isn't that wild, guys? That's what's crazy, though. Okay? And the construction workers are going to have a job until that data center is up. And no, Cats Comrades, the timer ran out. So we already got it. The timer only goes until it runs out. And that timer ended, but we got it after the timer. So it stops counting after the timer. But so 500 fucking, 500 fucking jobs, right? That's what's crazy, dude. Let's see what Meta got for those 500 jobs. So it looks like Meta got $3.3 billion in tax breaks, okay, to build the Hyperion data center. They got a 20-year sales tax. Meta is entirely exempt from state and local taxes and use taxes on its data center equipment for 20 years, okay? That includes a massive volume of high-end GPUs required to train AI models. Okay, Meta avoids $3.3 billion in taxes on its hardware purchases. Okay, then it's also getting a payment in lieu of taxes program that reduces their property tax obligations. Okay, and 500 permanent jobs, and the property tax burden drops by 80%. So they get an 80% break on property taxes, $3.3 billion in tax incentives and credits for their hardware. And all of that hardware that Meta buys and that property that they own, all of that is appreciating in value for Meta, okay? And the people get 500 jobs, okay? Meta must maintain 500 permanent jobs, paying an average of $79,000 per year, which is 150% of the state's average salary. So the average salary in Louisiana is like 50 grand a year, guys. That's disgusting, bro. That's the average salary in Louisiana is 50 grand a year. That's like nothing, dude. And so they have 500 jobs that pay $79,000 a year. And Meta has to repair the roads damaged by heavy vehicles. Wow. Dude. And yes, let's find out more about the local fucking shit. But it's altering their utility planning. It's going to use 5 gigawatts of power. That's 2.3 times the entire power needs of the New Orleans parish, right? That's the parish, right? Crazy. Meta they signed an agreement with their energy thing. They're funding massive infrastructure, including new natural gas power plants, 240 miles of high voltage transmission lines, battery storage, and 2.5 gigawatts of new renewable resources. All right. Entergy says it saves regular customers $2 billion. However, there's no protective laws preventing them from raising the rates. So the thing is there's no guarantee that if that energy company starts losing money on this massive project, what are they going to do? They're not going to charge Meta. They're going to charge the taxpayers. And so to prevent it from overheating, Meta is investing $200 million into local road and water infrastructure. And they aim to achieve a water positive footprint by 2030 by restoring more water to watersheds than they consume. How are they going to do that? Right? And what is the water they're putting back into the watersheds? How much hexavalent and chromium and in mercury is going to be in that water? Right? You know what I mean? Dude, there's no way this fucking works out good for Richland Parish. But so that is wild, guys. So there you go. That's why this woman, she's got the Senate.
For the communities that they serve. So when you really see that partnership and that infiltration into those communities, I think that's a beautiful way to grow the economy and really be that shot in the arm that these rural communities have been asking for years. So
let's see, how many people are in Richland Parish? So you ready? The population of Richland Parish is 19,500. All right. And how many working people live in Richland Parish? So 7,500. Okay. So 8%. There's enough jobs for 8% of the roughly 7 or 8% of the civilian workforce there, if they were to hire everybody from the parish. Now, certainly, I don't think the parish I don't know if they have 500 people like capable of working at the data center. Certainly, like they could hire like security guards, maintenance people, right? But I think all of the really good paying jobs are going to come from people that Meta installs there, right? I don't think anybody from Richland Parish is going to get a job that makes them rich out of this deal, right? You know? Well, dude, right now, guys, we looked at the data centers. You ready? I mean, look at this, guys. In America right now, guys, you ready? So this is crazy. Right here, the U.S. has 5,381 data centers right now. We already have over 5,000 right now. We have about 50%, just about 50% of the entire world's data centers, all consuming our resources. That is wild, boss.
Could not be prouder again of our state government, our governor, for encouraging that economic development.
Oil and gas, also huge industries for the state. How do you protect those jobs while also trying to balance the future of energy policy?
I will always protect our oil and gas workers. My goodness, they are the lifeblood of Louisiana. We know best how to unleash domestic energy production right here in the Gulf of America. It is so huge for...
She calls it the Gulf of America. Dude, we're cooked. Okay? She doesn't believe in climate change. She thinks Jesus is going to rapture her when the earth fucking starts on fire, bro. Dude, she is gnarly. She's a fucking whack job, bro. This is the woman. This is Trump's replacement for Bill Cassidy, right? This is crazy, dude. Yeah, no, I know. I know they're building them here in Oregon. They're building them in Hillsboro. They're not build. I live in Portland, so like there's not going to be any data centers. You know, I live in the city, so we're protected, right, from that shit. But I imagine, guys, most rural areas. All right, so let me put it to you this way. Okay, guys, you ready? So if you rolled back the clock 60 years ago, okay, 50 years ago, in the 70s, all of the rural areas, they had foundries, they had Pepsi bottling plants, they had factories of some sort, whether it was auto factories or textile factories, but there were big factories in rural towns, and that factory was like most all of the jobs for that town were in that factory. But as long as those factories were working, everybody in that town could go get a job in that factory. So everybody was miserable, but they were employed. And then there were mom and pop stores down on Main Street where they could buy their shit, and some of the people would be able to start their own store, have a grocery store, have a hardware store. That was literally all of America in the 70s outside of the major cities, okay? Right? You had a couple factories and or maybe like, if it was farming centric, there was like some type of slaughterhouse or meat processing plant or whatever that the farmers could bring their shit to, right? So that was the economy. But like now, guys, you ready? All of those factories are going to be replaced with data centers. But the problem is the data centers will not have enough jobs for the people in the town. That's the clincher, okay? There is new industries coming, and the town's going to get some construction jobs, and then the town is going to have no jobs. They're going to have a huge data center sucking up all the water, taking up all the electricity, and when that thing goes wrong, when something happens and it brings the power grid down or whatever, the city's going to pay the price, and the heat is going to offload. So if you have a farm near a data center and the temperature in your area goes up 4 degrees, Well, say goodbye to your crops, right? I hope you are like going to start growing bananas or something, because your fucking corn ain't going to grow anymore when the temperature goes up 4 degrees, right? I mean, this is realistically what's going to happen, is the data centers are going to raise the temperature, and then the farmers that are living next to those data centers, they're going to have to start growing fucking like, you know, like Vietnamese crops or some shit. You know? I mean, it's probably not going to be that cut and dried, but I think that is what is going to happen. Is there? So then you got to wonder what's going to happen to those people, right? You know what I mean? What's going to happen to those people that when you have a town of 19,000, but the data center only has 500 jobs? You know? Dude. So, yeah, I don't know, guys.
Louisiana, I've always known it. Being a Louisianan, growing up in Louisiana, how important the energy, oil, and gas sector was for my state. But it wasn't until I actually went and toured the refineries. I went out on a platform out in the Gulf, saw a 10-year project in the making to see how important oil and gas industry is, LNG, all of it is for our state, and how we truly are fueling not only the country, but the world. I'm all for an all-comprehensive approach to creating energy, but my goodness, we do it best right here in Louisiana. I want to continue to that production.
Dude, she's
Foreign policy, U.S. and Israel launching attacks against Iran in late February. Since then, we've seen a rise in gas prices. Do you think Congress should have had more of a say before those attacks occurred?
Well, I truly trust the president and his administration. He is privy to information that we are not, intelligence that we are not.
Dude.
I have no doubt in my mind that he would not have launched those attacks if American lives weren't at risk. And when I go around the state and listen to people, most importantly, everyone seems to agree that Iran does not need to have access to nuclear weapons. That would be.
Dude, Iran didn't have a nuclear weapon. Dude, yeah, no, she's a skunk, boss. Dude, she is. She is a fucking skunk. Dude, I'm like, it's weird because I'm sort of addicted to listening to her because she is so, like, rotten. You know what I mean? Like, she is so smelly, boss. She is so, like, she is, like, Bible-eyed. You know, she's an instrument. Stepford wife is a great way of putting it. She is what Sherry said. She is literally reciting a script that has been delivered to you. Like, here's your script. You're going to get rich. You're going to be powerful. You're going to be millionaire. You're going to be like Katie Britt. And all you have to do is, here's your talking points. Oil and gas, Gulf of America, Trump understands. We never disagree with Trump. Everything Trump says, he's privy to information we don't have. And you toe the line. You don't be a Bill Cassidy. If Trump commits an insurrection, you do not fucking vote to impeach him, right? I mean, she is just a purchased handmaid, essentially. And you know, who knows? Maybe they're even passing her around fucking, you know, they're, I don't know, dude. That is some wild shit, dude. She is crazy, bro. Oh my God. But there you go. There she is. Julia Letlow, PhD. Jesus. Christian, conservative, educator, mother of two, right? And she is partnered with fucking Trump, dude. Right? Louisiana made it clear tonight we are ready for strong conservative leadership that will stand with President Trump and never waver. Never, right? Look at that. That will stand with President Trump and never waver. Even if he's breaking the law, an Epstein rapist, you know, refused to leave office, whatever he's going to cook up, right? She's never going to waver, right? I mean, guys, that says a lot. Like, look at that, right? She is like basically saying, telegraphing, I am Trump's, okay? I am fucking Trump's. I will never waver. Dude, she's a fucking psycho, bro. Look at her shit, dude.
It means everything to me to have the leader of the free world, his endorsement. It's the most powerful endorsement in the world, and so to have his trust in me, not only did he encourage me to get into this race, but also to have his complete and total endorsement.
Yeah, well, he encouraged you. He asked you to run. Like, did you think you weren't? Did you think you weren't getting his endorsement when he encouraged you to run? Like, they handpicked her, right? He doesn't have an endorsement. You know what I'm saying? He like handpicked her to do his fucking bidding. Yeah, the free world. The fuck is she talking about, dude? This woman is psychotic. Holy fucking shit, is she a psycho, bro? Jesus. Look at this, though.
I fully support nuking the filibuster to make sure that the SAVE Act, the most consequential piece of legislation that President Trump has said over and over again, Julia, I need you to go over to the Senate so we can get this through and signed onto my desk. I support nuking the filibuster. I would like to know where my opponent stands on that.
See, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to stack the Senate with people who will then just like nuke the filibuster and install this voting act that makes it so we'll never have a legitimate election again. They will kick everybody that's not a MAGA Republican off the voter rolls and make it so it's impossible for you to get back on. Because, guys, that's the SAVE Act. Okay, what it is the voter ID is like a fucking afterthought. Nobody would have an issue with the voter ID. What the SAVE Act is that every state must give the voter rolls to the federal government, and then every month there are purges, okay? And the federal government gets to, like, you know, they give the states several options of what software they can use that is all AI based in order to purge the rolls every single month. And so if you get accidentally purged, if they make a mistake and you are a legal voter and the AI screws up and you get purged, which will be every Democrat and or leftist, right? What's then going to happen is then you have to go in and jump through all their hoops and go in person with your documents and jump through all their hoops to get back on the rolls. But here's the kicker. You could go through your 3 months of getting your documents, finally getting in person, get back on the rolls, and a month later, they could fucking purge you again. And you would have to do it all over again. And you will have no recourse. If you get purged, you can't sue them, you can't complain. You just have to go through the rigmarole of going in person with all your documents and getting approved again. And they can literally just purge you every couple months, and there's nothing you can do about this. The federal government and their little AI software would be in charge of this, right? And that's what they're going to do. They're just going to look at your online behavior. They're going to look at what you're looking at on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and who you're following and who you donate money to. And then they're just going to purge people. You know, they're going to purge. What they're probably doing, guys, is they're probably building profiles on like who's likely to not go through the process of like having the paperwork. Right? Like if, you know, everybody who's a Democrat who was born in a rural hospital that no longer exists, they're going to purge all of them, because how many of them are going to have their birth certificates? They're probably not many, right? It's going to be very targeted. I mean, the way AI can target data, dude, I'm telling you, it is like Like fucking, you know, it is crazy, crazy fucking shit, boss. You know? That is what is gnarly about this. You know? That's what's gnarly about this. Is that's what the SAVE Act is. Okay? You know? That's what the SAVE Act is. It is about targeted voter removal. You know, and I mean, they've said very openly, too, that if the SAVE Act passes, no Democrats will ever win elections again, guys. If the SAVE Act passes, I don't think a Democrat will, if that SAVE Act passes, it will be complete evangelical right-wing power, right? It'll be the end of, like they, I mean, ostensibly, you know, if the Democrats won, they would then control the apparatus. But that's just it. If they pass that SAVE Act, I don't think we'll ever be able to vote our way out of this, like, whatever they want to do. You know, like, if the SAVE Act passes, we will probably have to have a war. Like I shit you not. You know what I'm saying? You know, if the SAVE Act passes, I think we will have to have a war. I don't know. I don't see, or a divorce. Some countries would have to leave and then see if they try to force us to stay, you know? So, like, I don't know, dude. I just don't know, dude. You know, I don't know. I mean, but whatevs, right? I'm not going to fucking sit and fucking cry about it now. You know, this woman, though, is psychotic. But I do want to look at Trump and Boebert, okay? Because I think this is significant, too. Because, guys, there's another big primary coming up. Okay? Like the next 2 weeks, guys, are huge. Primary-wise, look at this. Look at what we got, okay? On Tuesday, we have Kentucky, which is Thomas Massie, Idaho, Georgia, Alabama. There's a bunch of Senate races. This is all fucking crazy. And Oregon and Pennsylvania. Okay, then we have the Senate primaries in Texas, right? That's going to be Paxton versus Cornyn, which is another fucking crazy Trump race. So we have fucking primaries there on the 26th. And then, dude, on June 2nd, we have California, where they're trying to rat fuck California, and they're trying to do what, you know, they're trying to do to Bill Cassidy. They're trying to do that to every Democrat they can. And the governor primary, like, all of that's coming up in a couple weeks, dude. So, like, we're going to have a really, that, you know, from Tuesday to 2 weeks from Tuesday, like, a lot of shit is going down. Okay. And then a week after that is going to be Plattner. And yeah, I saw fucking Tina Peters getting pardoned. Dude, I don't think they should have pardoned her. That shit or whatever, giving her clemency or whatever. I mean, essentially, you know, whatever. You know, these people are making these fucking decisions. I would imagine, if I had to think about it, I think Jared, he did that because he's trying to, like, whatever, make nice with the middle of the road. Yeah, she wasn't pardoned. She was just let out, wasn't she? Commuted sentence. Yeah, she wasn't given a pardon, but she was let out of jail. And I mean, she was in her 70s, and I don't think she was the worst of that bunch. But I imagine what he's trying to do is he is trying to create a favorable sort of bipartisan vibe in Colorado, hoping that, you know, it leads to a landslide of middle of the road, like, Colorado people. And yeah, Trump was holding on to money, taking their federal funds, blackmailing. I mean, that's another thing, guys, that Trump is doing. Trump is withholding money. Okay? They are. He's taking all of the money for states. Every blue state is getting their money withheld. And so he's, like, starving all the blue states. And you know, what are they going to do? They like, you know, they need the money to survive. They can't, like, a lot of these states can't survive without their federal money, right? There's fucking natural disasters. There's fires, there's earthquakes, there's tornadoes, there's hurricanes, disaster relief, and then the states are fucked. Their power grids are down, their infrastructure is ruined, people's homes are ruined, everybody's piss poor, businesses shut down, farms burn up or whatever, and then they fucking, you know, they need that money. Now, the thing about this, Jibs, is here's the thing about the federal taxes. You ready? And here's the problem, okay? Because I've been looking into this, but the problem is that Colorado, the state of Colorado, does not send any tax money to the U.S. government. The federal tax money comes from the employers, okay? So that's what's fucked up, is every business in Colorado collects the federal tax money from the workers and gives it to the federal government. The businesses do. So the state has no way of intercepting that tax revenue unless the state set up a system and pass some laws requiring all the employers to pay their federal tax money into this state coffer. But like, I think that might technically be illegal, right? So yeah, there's no intercepting, okay? It's like the employers pay the federal government the tax money. So that's what's fucked up. And yeah, what Allie is saying though too is because I know states are looking into how can we do this, because they do want to cut off the money supply, but it is set up so it is, you know, from the employers to the government. So the state doesn't ever have that money. Now, the other thing is what Allie is saying, that Colorado River, dude, like Hoover Dam, okay, in Arizona, like you guys have heard of Hoover Dam, right? Hoover Dam is this dam that, like, that's the Colorado River. That is Colorado, Arizona, Utah, like that river, like, serves, like, millions of people. Like the farms, the cities, the whatever. The Colorado River is like a huge life giver for like thousands of miles that provides power, the water running through fucking turbines and shit. So like, if that river's not taken care of, like Colorado suffers, New Mexico suffers, right? You know what I mean? Like everything that is downstream from the Colorado River all suffers. Yeah, Vegas, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, all of that is like dependent on hydroelectric and shit from the Colorado River. So it's like if he cuts off Colorado, everybody suffers if they can't maintain their infrastructure, right? And again, what we've seen is Trump doesn't give a shit, right? Trump does not give a shit. Look at what he did to the whole goddamn world economy. Right? He just fucked the whole world with this stupid ass war, but he's making stock trades. It is like the Nile, the Colorado River, the Mississippi River. Here in Portland, we have the Columbia River. These rivers are like a really big deal, guys. They still are. You might not notice them so much in the cities, but man, dude, the small towns are like, they can't function without those like major rivers, right? You know what I mean? They can't function. So yeah. But all right, you ready? I know we're dooming tonight, guys. All right. Pardon me while we doom, but you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna doom tonight, and tomorrow we're gonna get back on and we're gonna fucking kick some ass. Okay, we are. Dude, we are. Today, I think today was something cosmic. I think there's something in the air, guys. There's like something in the air. But let's look at a little bit of the Boebert. Okay, we're going to look at a little bit of the Boebert. All right, and then I'm going to go doom in private. I'm going to go doom off stream. Dude, all right, you ready? So let's look at the Boebert. Okay, because I think this is important. All right, look at what Trump did, okay? So Trump, 2 angry posts. All right. Trump has spent the day angrily posting about Thomas Massie and Lauren Boebert due to their role in pushing for the release of the Epstein files. That says a whole lot. So look at these 2 posts, guys. This one was at 3:28 p.m. and another one was at 3:26 p.m. So there were 2 of them posted 2 minutes apart, right? So this shit, he probably prepared them all afternoon, right? Was there something cosmic? I'm telling you guys, today, was cosmic, okay? Like Jenny and I, we had a cosmic day. We did. We had a cosmic fucking day. All right, here we go. So he posted these 2 minutes apart, guys. All right, 3:26 p.m. He says, word is that Rand Paul and Lauren Boebert, 2 very difficult and highly unreasonable Republican votes, are right now in the great Commonwealth of Kentucky, which I won by 31 points, parading around like fools for the worst Republican congressman in the history of our party. His name is Thomas Massie, and he is a disloyal, ungracious, and sanctimonious fool who almost never votes for even the best of Republican values. The man running against Massie, 𝗙𝗙𝗚𝗓, is a true American patriot, a farmer from Kentucky, and a military hero. He is loyal and MAGA all the way. Vote for 𝗙𝗙𝗚𝗓 and wipe away the stench of one of the worst congressmen in the history of our great party, Thomas Massie. May we never have to deal with him again, President Donald J. Trump. Okay? And again, he wants fucking Massie gone because of Epstein. Okay? Epstein, guys. Trump is Epstein. Trump is Epstein. Epstein is Trump, and Trump is Epstein. That shit, if we saw the whole thing, I am sure that there's videos, there's pictures, there are horrors that we wouldn't believe. Okay? And then here he goes. Now he goes off specifically on Lauren Boebert. Is anyone interested in running against weak-minded Lauren Boebert in Colorado's 4th Congressional District? You remember Lauren moved to the district when it became obvious that she couldn't win in her original district, the 3rd, a carpetbagger indeed. Boebert is campaigning for the worst Republican congressman in the history of our country, Thomas Massie of the great Commonwealth of Kentucky. And anybody who can be that dumb deserves a good primary fight. Even though I long ago endorsed Boebert, if the right person came along, it would be my honor to withdraw that endorsement and endorse a good and proper alternative. Just let me know or announce your candidacy and I will be there for you. So now, right now, guys, all of the Republican strategists are now looking for somebody to replace. And this is it. You know, Sherry, you said it exactly. He turns on everybody. If you partner with Trump, he will fuck you. He will. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be his bestest buddy. I mean, look at Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk won him the fucking election and they blew him away. And afterwards he was like, Charlie who? I'm gonna feel up his wife. And then I'm gonna, how do you feel about your friend Charlie? Oh, you want to see the ballroom? Like, Charlie who? Right? Like, is he a fucking, right? Who is Charlie? Is he a UFC wrestler? Or Charlie Brown? You talking about Peanuts? I love that comic strip. Dude, guy died, right? Guy got blown away, maybe by them. We don't know. Dude, yeah, now he calls her MT Brown. But so Trump goes off on Boebert, okay? And look at what Boebert said. Boebert said, yes, I saw the president's posts. No, I'm not mad or offended. I knew the risks when I agreed to stand by my friend Thomas Massie. I was and will be America first, America always, and MAGA onward. So she has pledged her allegiance to America first and MAGA. So she is like both, okay? And she is like, I don't care. Like, I don't care if Trump does this. Now, she did make a video about Massie. This is what it all stems from. Was this Boebert Massie video? It was from this right here, okay? Where she made the video. Here she is campaigning with him.
I vote 90% of the time. You can go look this up. And when Joe Biden was president, I was the person who voted the least with the president. 1.8% of the time I voted with Joe Biden. I think that was for a post office. But there are things that we campaigned on.
Right. And so that's Massie. And she's now speaking for him.
432 colleagues, 433 colleagues. I can do math. I have a GED. Sorry, I was getting there. And well, it depends on who's alive and not that day too. We've kind of got missing right now. But you cannot count on all of them to do the right thing. I remember when I first had my first big fight that was public in Washington, D.C. It was when we were getting ready to elect the new Speaker of the House in our majority. And it was Kevin McCarthy who was running for Speaker. And we wanted to.
Dude, I don't know what that was. It cut away, but like, dude, she's dumb as shit, bro. Like, she is so dumb. But let me find the video where she was talking about her friend, Massie. She made a video about him that set all this off. She is so dumb, dude. She is. And I mean, she knows it too. She like gets by with it. Oh yeah, I just got a GED, right? So like, you know, but where is she talking about Boebert? She calls him my friend. Hold on. I'll find the tweet. She made a little video about Thomas Massie. Oh, maybe it was this tweet actually. Okay. Yeah, I think it was this tweet. So here's the tweet. She has a picture of her with Massie and the kid. And then she has a picture of her with Trump. Okay. So she posts a picture of both. Dude, look at her though. What the fuck is going on with her face, bro? She's like, dude, she is so like, I don't know, dude, like lizard people. But she says, below is my friend Thomas Massie. He loves America and is fighting to save it. And below is my friend and President Donald Trump. He'd put his life on the line to save this great country. I support both of these men. I've worked with both to preserve freedom and liberty. And if that makes you angry, bless your heart, which of course she is using bless your heart to mean go fuck yourself, which is another one of the bless your heart meanings, right? Right? So that's her thing, is she's saying I support Massie and I support Trump. And what's more, she will still totally back Trump. Okay? She will. She's not going to unback Trump. She's just going to fight for Massie. And this is coming to a head. Okay? This is going to be over real soon. They're spending a lot of money. But guys, this is all about the Epstein files. Okay? I mean, think about it. Trump's inner circle in both of his administrations. Bannon, total Epstein devotee. Barr, Epstein connected. You know, Lutnick lied about Epstein connections. RFK Jr. was on the plane multiple times. Bill Clinton, Epstein, okay? And Trump and the Clintons were very close before he ran against Hillary. They were fucking buddies, okay? Epstein, okay? Leon Black, Epstein, all right? Fucking, oh my God, Bondi, Epstein, right? Alex Acosta, the guy who gave him immunity, Epstein, Dershowitz, Epstein, right? I mean, everybody in Trump's inner circle, everybody close to him is like Epstein connected, okay? It is insane. Hold on, let me see if I could find a thing that has like a list, right? Let me see if I can find a suitable list. I know they're out there. When you see them, it is like insane, bro. Right? Oh shit. Oh, there we go. That's a fucking one of my videos. Dude, that video did very well, actually. I think that might be my most watched video out there. But let me see, dude. Oh shit, a lot of my shit. Let's see. Dude, AI has been programmed to not like, all right, so we have Bannon, obviously Melania Trump, right? The guy who directed Melania's movie, Brett Ratner, Epstein, Lutnick, Musk. Oh yeah, I forgot about Feinberg, right? The former deputy of defense, right? Oz, Phelan, right? Secretary of the Navy, Kennedy Jr., Tom Barrack, Tish, Dershowitz. Okay, but they're leaving out a bunch of these. They left out 𝗪𝗪𝗪, right? But, you know, I mean, we are looking at like massive, everybody around Trump is in this shit, boss. Everybody. Let me see if we can find a fucking... I want a list of just the Trump associates. It's like astonishing, guys. I mean, a lot of the AI won't like collate this information. What I've noticed is that the AIs are like programmed to like stop this. And can I tell you guys, can I just tell you that TikTok, every time I make a video about Epstein on TikTok, it gets pulled down by community guidelines violation. Every time I put a video out on Epstein, it gets removed on TikTok for community guidelines violation, and then I can appeal, and about 30% of the time I win the appeal. But mostly, if I appeal, then I get a copy strike. So when it gets community guidelines violation, I could just delete it, and I don't get a strike. But if I appeal and I lose the appeal, they strike my account. So they make it so it's really risky to appeal, okay? And what they've started doing, okay, you ready for this? See, the way TikTok is they have different categories. And you don't lose your account for getting 3 strikes. You lose your account for getting 3 strikes in the same category. So if you get struck for cyberbullying, then if you get struck 3 times with cyberbullying, they can delete your account. But you know what they started doing, guys? Is they don't tell you what community guidelines it is. Okay, so what they do is they copy strike your video saying community guidelines violation, but they don't say if it's harassment or bullying or misinformation or what. They just don't give you the reason unless you strike it or unless you appeal it. And if you appeal it, after you win or lose your appeal, they tell you what the violation was. So if they want to, they could just say like, the risk is if you appeal it and you lose, they could just pick the same one you already have previous strikes on. And now they fucking make it so you can fucking be, you know, your channel can be removed, right? Isn't that wild? Like, dude, it is fucking, it is unreal, boss. But yeah, here are some. William Barr, Lutnick, Clinton, Dershowitz, Wexner, Leon Black, Jess Staley, Prince Andrew, Glenn Dubin, Weinstein, and Trump. And all of these guys are connected to Trump, right? And then there's RFK Jr. and the other people we saw, fucking like Jess Staley, all of the other people on that list, like pretty much everybody. You are hard pressed to find somebody in Trump's orbit that is not deeply embedded in Epstein. and all of his closest associates, you know, and his cabinet members, Lutnick, Acosta, RFK Jr., fucking right, Bill Barr, you know, now Todd Blanche, they're Dershowitz, all of his closest lawyer type advisors and everybody are all like completely embedded. You know, isn't that wild? That's fucked up, guys. That is some fucked up shit, boss. And now he's trying to get rid of Massie and everybody who has fucking countered him, you know? And why is Khanna trending? Let's see what we got. Let's see this.
Iran money, as opposed to actually President Trump trying to stop them from having a nuclear weapon. But I want to get your take on what China said, because the president is making news right now. He just spoke on Air Force One to reporters, and he said that China agreed to buy 200 Boeing planes with the potential commitment of buying 750 jets. He also said that China agreed to buy soybeans, and he said that he would consider lifting sanctions on Chinese companies purchasing oil, but no decision has been made yet. Now, the president said that he did get a commitment from Xi Jinping that China would buy oil from America. We don't know if they're going to keep that promise, but he said they're going to send Chinese ships to Louisiana and Texas.
Dude, they're not. Are you shitting me? They're going to send Chinese ships all the way across the Pacific Ocean to get oil? Like, do you know how fucking expensive that would be? When they can literally, it's like right there, they could build a fucking railway to Iran and have oil like so fucking cheap. And they're going to send ships for a month round trip all the way to Texas. There's no fucking way, bro. They're not going to buy any of this shit. And she sounds like a fucking truck stop fucking, you know? She sounds like a truck stop hooker talking about this shit.
To buy American oil. And then on Taiwan,
and then,
there were other things said. But let me get your take on those deals right now. What is your assessment of this trip?
Sure. I just have to say, for the record, my view is that President Obama didn't give money to Iran. He unfroze Iranian assets, but we can have that conversation some other time. Let me say on Boeing, I'm glad that China is buying their Boeing planes, but they're only buying...
But Congressman, wait, why unfreeze assets? Why give Iran, the leading state sponsor of terrorists, $2 billion so that they could go give that money to the proxies that they support, like Hezbollah and Hamas? Why unfreeze money?
It was Iranian money that was unfrozen for 97% of enriched uranium to get out of the country.
Right.
President Trump tore that deal up. Now there's tons of enriched uranium.
They never made a commitment
and the reality
to stop building a weapon. So why send them $1.7 billion when you didn't even have a commitment to stop building a weapon? You yourself said you don't want Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
Well, just so we're factual, he didn't send them money. It was their money that was unfrozen. I acknowledge it was unfrozen.
Matter. Why unfreeze
what we got
it?
out of it is...
You say it was their money. Other people say it wasn't their money. It was stolen money. But that's fine. Let's say it is their money. Why unfreeze the money? That you never got a commitment that they would stop building a nuclear weapon. Why are you sending them $1.7 billion so that they could go give it to Hamas?
He got a commitment for 15 years, 97% of rich uranium out. Instead, what did we get? We had them having 60% enriched uranium when Trump tore up the deal. We had 13 American service members dead. We have Americans paying $4 at gas. We have food prices. Let me just finish, Maria. Let me finish, please.
Are you talking about the botched exit from Afghanistan? When
but
we
that has
lost
nothing to do with Iran.
That was Joe Biden.
The botched exit.
That was Joe Biden.
That was. But look at the facts here. Because Trump tore up the deal, Americans are dead. Americans are paying more for food. Americans are paying more for gas.
Dude, her voice, like, she is the most shrill fucking, like, she's lying, and she's like, oh, it doesn't matter. It does matter. Like, why unfreeze the assets? Because we fucking stole it from them. And like, so we gave them their shit back that we stole from them in exchange for a deal that was going to like allow us to inspect their shit. We gave them what we stole. It's like a thief robbing you and then giving you your money back and saying, here, I'm going to give you your money back and we're going to make peace now. And that thing that you're working on to like harm me, we're going to fucking get rid of that. We're going to make it so we have a mutual agreement. I'm showing good faith to give you your shit back. And so you're going to show good faith and let us inspect your facilities. And we're going to let you enrich what you need to enrich, but no weapons. And we're going to be good here. Okay? And it was working very well. It was working well enough that there was like a sense of stability, a little bit. Okay? There was a little bit of a sense of stability that maybe we're going to get off on a good foot. And like literally one of the first things Trump did was tear up that deal. And then he started moving embassies, and then he started like doing moves in the Middle East, you know, buddy with Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia gives his family $2 billion. Then all of a sudden Trump is like the center of Middle East corruption while simultaneously reneging the deal. And then he's trying to like use everybody to say Iran's being the bad guy. When, guys, at the end of the day, you ready for this? You know who fucking funded the planes flying into the World Trade Centers, guys? It wasn't fucking Iran. It wasn't even Afghanistan. It was funded by Saudi Arabia. Okay? The people that paid for the planes to crash into the World Trade Center are the same people that gave Jared Kushner $2 billion. Like, yo. And Israel's just like has carte blanche while Trump is in office. They can do anything and Trump will not censor them. He won't even say a bad word. He will completely give Israel everything they want and more. He'll even go to war for Israel. But like, guys, that, if you want to talk about why October 7th happened, guys, if you want to talk about why that everything that set off the fucking genocide in Gaza happened, it is because of Donald Trump. Donald Trump created the instability and created the negative vibes in the Middle East that directly led to October 7th happening. Okay? 100%. If Donald Trump didn't win in 2016, that shit wouldn't have happened, guys. I mean, I'm not saying we wouldn't have a whole other host of Israel problems, because we would. But you know what I'm saying? And the thing about this, guys, is this is me, and maybe it's a conspiracy theory, but when we started fighting in the Democratic Party in 2023 and 2024 over October 7th, when we started fighting the leftists and the centrists over AIPAC and over Gaza and over Biden and Genocide Joe and all that, I believe that the minute that started, Bibi and Trump made a deal that Bibi was going to go scorched earth over Gaza, and he was going to make it so bad that the Democratic Party would fracture and it would increase Trump's chance of winning that election. So then once Trump was in office, Bibi could double down and then go after, finish Gaza, go into the West Bank, go into Lebanon, go into Iran, the whole 9 yards. I think Bibi was actively defying the U.S. government, and Biden was too old to know what to do. He was too old to handle it, and he was hidden from it. His advisors weren't even telling him. Everybody was sort of like not letting him know what was going on. And even if he knew, Biden wouldn't have known. He couldn't have repaired it. He didn't even know the Democratic Party was mad at him because he was too fucking old. But I think that like Bibi actively defied Biden, right, to try to sabotage the Democratic Party as much as he could. And Biden was just, he's an old school Catholic. He was fucking useless, bro. He was not going to be able to get us out of that mess. But like, I think though that Bibi was scorched earth to fuck Biden and the Democrats and to like play into the Trump hands so he could be more scorched earth. You'll never make me believe otherwise. That I think Bibi and Trump were talking the whole time, you know? I know Biden is. Most American Christians, DIY, it's not even about Biden, DIY. Most American Christians are either they're openly Zionist, which means they declare it, or they're Zionist without even knowing it, simply because their Christianity has taught them that Israel is our really good buddy and helper in the Middle East, and they share the same Old Testament, right? So I think, like most American Christians, there's a huge faction that are not, but most American Christians are just inadvertently Zionist because of the way they are socialized to view Israel as an ally to their Christianity. And so, like, you know, I know, Jet, like, I get it. It's like we have a problem that people are Zionist without even knowing they're Zionist, simply because, yeah, they're pro-Israel. So the thing about them is even if they're not like the rabid Zionists like Batya Unger, whatever, and all these fucking weirdos in our government that are crazy, like Israel's the arm of our bullying. If you go to most American Christians in Middle America who are not like hip on what's really going on in the Middle East, and you say, is Israel our friend? And they'll be like, oh yeah, should we take care of Israel and protect our interests in the Middle East? And they'll go, oh yeah, right? Israel's very important to our like Christianity. Like we're together with the Old Testament, and like they're our allies over there in the Holy Land. That's what they're taught to believe, guys. You know what I'm saying? And now, though, there are some radical people in the young group. I'm talking about your average 40-year-old mom and pop rural Christians going to church, going to fucking the Presbyterian church out there in Richland Parish. They all think Israel is our real good buddy, like protecting our interests in the Middle East. And if you ask them, like, should we protect Israel from those dirty terrorists? They'd be like, oh yeah, we gotta protect Israel, right? They're just ingrained, like this shit, man. I grew up with this shit. You get ingrained that like Israel is like protecting America in the Middle East, right? Dude, they make it. I know they make it dangerous, but people are taught. Christian people are taught that they're protecting us. Israel is protecting us. Like, that's what they're taught, guys. It is fucked up, bro. And yes, terrorist is subjective. Absolutely. But it is fucked up. So that's it, guys. If they're Christian, they're in all likelihood pro-Israel. Or let me rephrase it. If they're Christian, in all likelihood, they ain't going to be anti-Israel. Okay? That's the rub. And I'm not talking about politically knowledgeable people. I'm talking about people that aren't politically knowledgeable, that are just your average mom and pop Christians in Middle America that do vote. When they hear people, when they say, oh, they're anti-Israel, the Christians are like, oh, shit. Then we might be in trouble with the anti-Israel people. Like that's going to threaten our rapture. Okay, and I'm just talking about regular fucking Christians. Like my parents wouldn't know Christian nationalists from anything. They were not smart. They didn't even have college education, but they thought Israel was like protecting us in the Middle East. It's fucked up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dude, a nerdy black woman says she grew up with it too, but she's not white and a child of people who spent generations being ground down by colonialism. So yeah, a lot of the people of color do see it for what it is, and people that are educated see it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You were in Michigan, you were PLO. Yeah, no, I see that DIY, but Michigan though has always had like they've always had like I feel like they've had a more robust fucking, you know, a more robust religious tapestry in Michigan. That, like, I grew up in Wisconsin, and in Wisconsin, they're like, in Wisconsin, they didn't like the small towns of Wisconsin, they didn't like black people, they didn't like fucking brown people, and if you weren't a Christian, you were like the devil, and Israel was like protecting us in the Middle East, right? That was it. That was that was small town Wisconsin, dude. It was fucked up, bro. Dude, but, you know, like, I don't know, dude. Amish? Dude, are there Amish in Wisconsin? I didn't see any Amish, you know? I didn't. But that's part of the problem, guys, is they're now trying to weaponize that, okay? They're trying to weaponize anti-Zionism to make it look like you're like endangering Christians too. Okay, that's my next wave of things that I see. Sort of the technique being used is in addition to, we know that they're trying to conflate anti-Zionism equals anti-Semitism, right? We know that that's happening, but they are now trying to conflate anti-Zionism with anti-Christianity, okay? And that's what is unnerving to me, okay? And you know what I'm saying? Is they are trying to sort of like make it seem like if you're anti-Zionist, you're like, well, they're going to be anti-Christian soon. They're making it seem like anti-Christian is right down the pipe, right? If you're anti-Zionist, that, right? You know how we say, hey, when they come for the trans people, they're going to come for the black people. They're going to come for the gay people. They're going to come for the women. They're using that, but like, oh, if they come for the Zionists, they're going to come for the Christian next, right? And they're basing that fear-mongering on this idea that Zionism and Christianity are partners fighting the big bad devil of Islam, right? That's what they're fucking doing, bro. That's like their whole fucking bullshit thing, dude. It is, yeah, man, I just want to put all of the Abrahamic religions in a ball with like 100 sticks of dynamite and fucking send all of that shit. I want to blow all of the Abrahamic religions into like 10 million tiny dust fragments and then blow it into the ocean, dude. Into the sun. Yes. You know, that's what I want to do, guys. It's like, they're going to kill us all, boss. They are. Those three religions are going to lay waste to the entire fucking planet. You know? All right, you ready? But right now, if we're dooming and the earth's going to end, I'm going to dance, okay? So I'm going to dance. I'm going to cut a rug right now. Get ready. Yeah, but so just so you know, I want to answer something for you. DIY, you ready? So the thing is the Jews don't believe Jesus or Muhammad, but the thing about this, guys, is let me explain this to you from an evangelical sense. Okay, so the evangelicals, right, are like, they are fully supporting Israel to the hilt. Right? But it's not because they love the Jews or they love Israel. Okay, let me be very clear about this. I want to say this here. The evangelicals support Israel because Israel is supposed to die for them. That's what it is with the evangelical rapture. They support Israel because Israel is supposed to trigger the war of all wars, and the whole world will descend upon the Middle East to wipe Israel off the map. And that's when the evangelical Christians get raptured. So they are supporting Israel as a pawn for Israel to destroy itself for them to bring fucking Jesus back. So they don't love them. They know that they don't accept their God. And internally, they don't care about them at all. They're just using them as their Armageddon catalyst in order to gain, right? They are supporting them. We'll give you everything you need. It is like Israel is a heroin addict, and they're like, we're going to give you all the drugs you need until you fucking OD. And we need you to OD because that's how we get to heaven. So what do you need? What do you need? You need weapons. You need an Iron Dome. You need money. You need what do you need? You need more weapons. You want drugs. You want fucking to like leverage all the politicians. We'll give it all to you until you bring about Armageddon and we get the rapture. That's why it's so fucking mental, bro. They will give them the world because they want the world war. They need it, okay? They need them to take all of the Middle East and set off the world war. It is fucking crazy, guys, okay? It is like crazy beyond crazy. Dude, it is fucked up, right? You know what I mean? I know, dude, rapture, dude. If there's a rapture, they're going to be raptured right into the lake of fire, bro. All right, let's go. All right. Yeah, it's fucked up. And yes, I do agree with that statement. Religious, conservative, fundamentalist freaks who want Armageddon to happen are the problem. And all of the other Christians that like think, you know, protecting our buddy in the Middle East is protecting their religion are also a part of the equation. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, but here we go. Oh. Stretching. I have seen all your messages, Steph. Yeah, you don't have to leave 100 messages. I've seen it. Okay, I've seen your message, and we will look into it. All right, we'll see if that is a workable thing for him. Right? We'll see. They are like palm trees. The pants, they're like palm trees. Yeah, no, I see it. I mean, I can't guarantee that like he's going to like it, right? But I will pass the information along. You know, but. Let's go. They changed their Bible, which, oh shit, dude, there you go. That's another problem. All right, you guys ready? Well, we will pass the information along. I got you, boss. All right, here we go. We're going to get through this, guys. Let's get the dance going. Oh!
But I've known, been here before. I do
Dude, I'm like, hey, you could be late, you could be true, you could be underneath my shoe. And I'll be devastated if I'm wrong. I am the one you love to hate, but you cannot devastate. It will be interesting, I'm sure, 'cause I want more. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. We're gonna go do some work. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your head. You're not alone. All right, we're in this together. Something tells me it's gonna get a whole lot worse before it gets better. I will see you guys tomorrow, all right? In the meantime, stay radiant. Good night.
I just wanna change the world. I just want the perfect girl. I don't wanna hang around, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. Change the world, but I'm not gonna wait my turn. I don't ever want to come down, I'd rather be found. It gets better, I wonder, my pleasure together. Everyone's waiting, anticipating. It's about you. I would never